So layer mask, filter, render, difference clouds, Control F to do that again. That's good. A lot of color in this one. Filter, pixelate, mosaic. Okay. And image adjustments, levels, and let's start choosing which blocks we want to keep. That's not enough. Let's do that. Maybe even a little more than that. So like that. A little less. Yeah, this is all down to just eyeing it and seeing what you like. Excuse me. And the third layer, same thing. Create a mask, render, difference clouds, repeat a few times. Okay. Pixelate, mosaic. Okay. Image, adjustments, levels, and start boosting things. I think that's good. And if you have these semi-transparent blocks, don't worry, just leave them in. They won't harm your image at all. In fact, they might actually enhance the depth effect a little bit. So, click OK. So now we have all three layers, and you can show them. But if you show all the layers, you see that they kind of blend together. They all look flat. So to really make each layer stand out, what you want to do is come to the second layer and set the opacity down to 50%. And the third layer, set it to 25%, so it looks like it's even farther away. So 25. And that separates them, but it still looks like they're all at the same level. So you want to add a drop shadow. So double click the layers, choose drop shadow, and depending on your image you can play with these settings. I'm going to bring the distance up to 10 and the size to 10. And then what you can do is you want the same drop shadows on each layer. And you can change it if you want for a different effect, but for this we want the same drop shadows. So we hold Alt or Option on a Mac and drag the effects down from one layer to the next, and it copies the effects over so they all get their nice drop shadow. And there we have it. We have the background, we have the rainbow texture blocks, and we have it all in 3D layers. All that's left is the text, and believe me, the text is the easiest part of this tutorial. So create a new layer, and we'll call this text, and go to the text tool. Who'd have thunk it? The color of your text doesn't matter at all, so I'll leave it red. And as a matter of fact, nothing matters in terms of settings. You can put it to whatever you want. Just remember that it works best with bold fonts. So I'm using Arial Bold, and I'll just type tutorial text and put that onto the image. And the color doesn't matter. This is black, but we're about to change that. So we're going to double click text to get the styles. Once we have the layer styles, we want to bring the fill opacity down, and what that's going to do is make it disappear for now. But don't worry, because the layer styles will still show once we add them. This is just to let the background show through a little. So now we click color overlay, and we want to make it the same color as the background except darker. And the way we do that is by choosing a dark gray. In this case I'm going to use black even, just for full punchy contrast. The darker it is, the more it's going to affect the background colors. So I'm using black, and we set the blend mode to overlay. See? We get a nice punchy contrast. And we're done. Not exactly, because as you can see, it's still kind of hard to read the text. It kind of blends in, which you could use for a watermark or something like that. But in this case, we want the text to be legible, so we want to separate it from the background. So we'll start with an outer glow. And settings, as usual, are up to preference. I'm going to bring the opacity to 100, make it white, and make it a size 10 pixel glow. And to really make the text stand out against the background, just add a drop shadow. And again, I'm going to use 10 pixel distance and 10 pixel size. Yep. And there you have it. A nice rainbow layered, blocky, textured background wallpaper with darkened text. Seriously, I should have thought of a name for this before I made this tutorial. Anyway, that's it for Spaced Out Tutorials Episode 1. Comments, questions, any other tips you might have for other users down in the comments below. And as always, if there's anything you want to know about Photoshop or After Effects, anything you want to learn at all, request a tutorial in the comments below, in a video response, or in a personal message in my inbox. So until then, see ya.